Welcome back to Nostalgic Network News. I'm your host Joey, and our interim co-host Takua has fallen ill. So today he will be replaced by Disney Infinity Agent P. Agent P has died. That's too much effort to get that. We have a handful of really intriguing news today. We've got some further developments on the GTA 6 leaks, some PlayStation news, and a brand new series from Xbox that I'm really excited to tell you guys about. But before we jump into our headlines, here's a word from our sponsor. We are not sponsored, we sponsor ourselves, so go check out our store, Nostalgic Video Games, in Florence, Kentucky if you can, or click one of the links in the description to our online store or our Redbubble page to get some cool merch, shirts, stickers, all sorts of fun stuff. Now on with the news. So the first thing I wanted to address today was some new developments in the GTA 6 leaker. On Friday, London Police and Cybersecurity Agency arrested a 17-year-old male. They tweeted and said that he was arrested on suspected hacking charges, so it didn't take very long for our internet sleuths to put two and two together. When I was 17 years old, I was working at the movie theater and stressing about a pre-cal exam. If I was the FBI, I'd give this kid a job. I am not condoning his illegal activities, I am just saying that's pretty dang impressive. Rockstar still really hasn't said anything. What is for sure is that GTA 6 is back on everybody's mind, and we all patiently await for the next update. Next up is the announcement that Sony's PlayStation exclusive game, Spider-Man Miles Morales, will be coming to the PC later this year. Now just earlier this year, Marvel's Spider-Man, the precursor to this game, came out on Steam to a resounding success. It was the #1 seller on Steam, and I believe is still on the top 10. And the modding community has gone buck wild. Awesome stuff has happened in the community with that game, and I'm super stoked to see what they do with this next one. Miles Morales was less of a sequel, more of a spin-off, and it was a bit smaller in scope than the first game. And upon release, it didn't run all that great on the PS4 and was clearly made as a sort of PS5 launch title. So having it on PC is a huge plus. With the release of the first game on Steam, it was really only a matter of time. I just didn't expect to see it quite so soon after the release of the first one. Usually, Sony takes their sweet time with releasing these things on PC, but I'm not complaining. What I am complaining about is that it's probably going to be $60 again. I myself am much more of a PC gamer than I am on console, so there's a handful of games that I tend to miss out on. My only complaint is that these games have been out for quite a while. Miles Morales came out 2 years ago, and Spider-Man came out 4, and Horizon Zero Dawn and God of War came out early in the PS4's lifespan. All of those have been resurrected, repackaged, and sold for a full $60 new price tag on PC. So even though it's awesome to get them, there is a trade-off. Even at launch, I thought Miles Morales wasn't really worth the full $60 that the first game was, since it was much, much smaller. But hey, it's Sony. Speaking of PC and mods, Cyberpunk 2077 continues to blow it out of the park. CD Projekt Red recently tweeted out that each day of the past week, they have seen 1 million peak concurrent players across all platforms. That is awesome. The game's first big expansion is on its way, and they continue to improve that game. I am very, very glad they're sticking with it and making it what it deserves to be. And currently on Nexus Mods, the most popular mods for the game are all Cyberpunk Edgerunners related. Presets for characters from the anime, specific items, guns. It is awesome. I love to see the community rallying behind this show and this game, showing CD Projekt Red and other developers that we like this. I'm just gonna have to start another playthrough. Let me know if you guys are revisiting the game after watching Cyberpunk Edgerunners. I just started the show, so don't spoil anything in the comments. And the last and perhaps the most interesting thing I have to talk about today is Xbox and Microsoft's brand new series, Project Amplify. This is a really cool 16-episode series with 14 different Black creators from Xbox sharing their stories. I watched a handful of these episodes and I'm excited to watch the rest. It's really, really intriguing getting an inside look at the landscape of the game development community. Game design is already a really, really scary and confusing thing to get into. So it's great to see a big corporate company like Microsoft and Xbox to say that it is possible. We want you and we want to hear your voice. The thing that appeals to me most about video games, just like films and books, is that there's something for everybody. If you say, I'm not really into video games, you just haven't found the right one yet. And with the corporate, almost blockbuster, streamlined stance that the video game industry has nowadays, a lot of AAA games are all kind of feeling the same. That's why indie games are so cool. They allow the developer's voice to be heard, and you get a whole lot more intimate interaction between developers and the community. So to see a company like Xbox and Microsoft come forward and say, hey, we want to hear your voice, it matters to us. That's awesome. So I highly suggest going and watching this series, especially if you are considering game design as a career path. These stories can be really inspiring. Out of the episodes I've watched so far, Naomi Mitchell's was probably my favorite. I'll put a link up here somewhere for you guys to go check that out. And that's pretty much all I've got for you today. If you're excited for GTA 6, Miles Morales coming to PC, more Cyberpunk Edge Runners content, or have watched Project Amplify, let me know in the comments. I would love to know what you guys think. All of these episodes are on YouTube, Spotify, Anchor, Apple Podcasts, and Google Podcasts. So if you like your news in podcast form, we got you covered. Thanks for tuning in. If you're on YouTube, make sure to subscribe and hit the bell icon. And if you're on any other platform, make sure to follow and allow notifications so you don't miss any more news. We've got tons of cool content on the Nostalgic Network YouTube channel, and that's where all of our content is posted, so check that out. This has been Nostalgic Network News, and we'll see you next time. Hey, thanks for watching. If you tuned in on any of our Anchor podcast platforms, make sure to follow on that app so you don't miss the next episode. If you watched on YouTube, make sure to subscribe and hit the bell icon so you don't miss any of our new content. If you didn't know, we have a physical store located in Florence, Kentucky, Nostalgic Video Games, where we buy, sell, and trade retro games and vintage toys. So come on down and check us out. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.